Okay, so as we all know, Tyus Jones has just recently signed with the Phoenix Suns. And this is something that we look back on maybe late in April when the Phoenix Suns are maybe in the second round or maybe in a deep fight in the first. And we look back like, wow, this signing was perfect. If we look at Tyus Jones' stats last season, he averaged 12 points per game, 7.3 assists per game, which was ninth in the NBA, also on one turnover per game. So we're talking about a lead guard who takes very good care of the basketball. And honestly, I think this move sends Bradley Beal to the bench. If you guys are a longtime subscriber, you guys know I've been saying send Bradley Beal to the bench. This is the type of player who has the same type of archetype as Devin Booker, and we have now seen that the overlapping roles do not work together. And I don't think Bradley Beal and Devin Booker are in the point of their careers where they could be solid on-ball defenders to put Kevin Durant, Bradley Beal, Devin Booker, and Tyus Jones all on the same floor. And then you don't have a rim protector in Yusuf Nurkic. So if we look at the Phoenix Suns offseason, they have brought in guys like Monte Morris, Tyus Jones. They also drafted Ryan Dunn. I think they have really looked at what they needed, and they brought in some guys who can prove themselves. Now, the Ryan Dunn thing is kind of tricky because if he does not get any type of offensive game that he can put forth, this guy can easily be Andre Roberson. But I think you came in and got that young defensive perimeter defender in Ryan Dunn who can come in and make an impact on day one as a defender. And then you also get a guy like Tyus Jones who can also lead the offense. He can have Devin Booker play off ball. He can have Kevin Durant play off ball. He can dump the ball to Yusuf Nurkic. He can hit Grayson Allen in the corner. He was the highest 3-point percentage type of player in the league last year. And I think when we talk about the Phoenix Suns, they're going to have depth. They're going to have depth. They're going to have players who can put the ball on the floor and get their own shots. They're going to have defenders. They're going to have spot-up shooters. And this is why I always talk about how deep the West is, because a few years ago, with the same roster, the Suns could have been a championship contender. You're telling me last year, or maybe the season, the Denver Nuggets or the Golden State Warriors won it all, the Suns would not be a Western Conference Finals type of team? And now you're going to see later in my updated standing predictions, I'm really high on the Suns now. I'm really high on the Suns. And if we look at some of the stats last year, the Phoenix Suns gave up the most points off turnovers in the first round of the Western Conference at 19.8 to the Minnesota Timberwolves. And the team that was in second place with 19.7 was the New Orleans Pelicans. And let's try and find the similarity between both of those players. Neither one of those teams had a lead guard to the level that can set up an offense for either team. And for the Pelicans' case, Zion Williamson, who could have been the lead playmaker at times, was not playing. And now that the Phoenix Suns have just brought in that type of player, even though I think they should have drafted Tyler Kolek, but I think Tyus Jones is the best win now option right now, especially for their scenario. I think the Phoenix Suns are going to be a lot better next year. And this is a team who went 49-33. So last year there were points in the season where they were the 4th or 5th seed. I cannot tell you that will not happen this season. Now, one thing that does concern me is they're still very deep in the second apron. Now, I think if they stay in the second apron towards like late 2026, they will lose their first round pick in 2030, or it will be pushed to the 30th pick. And if they stay in the second apron to 2027, it will be forfeited to a second round pick. I'm not completely sure, but I know it's something like that. But we do have some news that Matt Ishbia said that the Suns will operate in the second apron over the next 2 seasons, but will work to exit in it towards 2026. The Suns have officially made a 2-year window for their 3-star model of Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and Bradley Beal. And talent-wise, I think the Suns are one of the most talented teams in the league. It's about filling out the roster. And now that you bring in 2 point guards in Monte Morris and Tyus Jones, who are solid enough to run an offense, you still have Yusuf Nurkic. You brought back Grayson Allen. You drafted Ryan Dunn. I think this team could definitely give a team problems. And it's like when we look at some of the top teams in the NBA, we have a team like Dallas, who I think can be a high 50, low 60 win team, especially like I say the Mavericks can go 57-25, maybe 58-24, or the Oklahoma City Thunder, who I think could be a 60-win team this year. their reward is going to have to play some really solid teams, whether it's the Phoenix Suns who fall down, the New Orleans Pelicans who fall down, the Memphis Grizzlies who fall down, the Los Angeles Lakers, the Los Angeles Clippers. These teams are not going to have an easy path to the NBA Finals. And I'm not going to count out the Phoenix Suns just for the simple fact that getting through the Western Conference and the playoffs is all about matchups. I think the Phoenix Suns could have a chance against a team like the Sacramento Kings or maybe the Memphis Grizzlies if they play their cards correctly. If the Phoenix Suns are a 5th seed and they have to play a 4th-seeded maybe Minnesota Timberwolves or a 4th-seeded Oklahoma City Thunder or a 4th seed who surprises the entire Western Conference and like the Memphis Grizzlies or the New Orleans Pelicans or the Lakers if they make it that high up. It's all matchup based. I am completely high on the Phoenix Suns. So in the comments, let me know what you guys think of the Phoenix Suns. Do you guys think they're going to make a deep run in the playoffs? Do you guys still think they're going to be a first-round exit? Let me know in the comments. And if you like this type of content, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I'm out. Peace.